Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Bebe Kumi, a food and beverage podcast on curaçao. I'm sitting here with Martin from Brooklyn. How's it going, man?
Good man, good. Bon Simang.
Bon Simang.
Good,
Yeah,
yeah. Good to have you, man.
Yeah,
and
no, a pleasure's mine, man, to be here sitting with you and doing this podcast because you were on the list. You were on the list just to doing this because you've been on the island for quite some time now.
yeah,
And
I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
About 12 years now. Yeah, lost
And
count.
I heard a lot of stories of you, so I've been
Yeah.
after from through the years, I'm like, you got to be on this podcast because I really want to know the history and everything you went through and everything you got to be in this spot right now.
Cool. It's an honor to be your guest. I checked out a lot of podcasts. I didn't see them all probably, but I've seen a lot of them, and yeah, it's cool. You know, it's
Thank you.
because paying attention to the industry because it's an industry that we're in. A lot of people forget that on the island, you know, a lot of people I think work in the industry just because they need to make money.
Exactly.
And there's also a lot of people in our industry who are working in it because they love it. They love it.
Yeah.
They are the industry.
Yeah,
you know? So,
exactly.
Yeah, cool.
And you're part of the industry, so and I know
Cool.
that, man.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start off with. to
I
drink.
think you know it's called Bebe Kumi.
Yeah.
So we need to have a drink. I think let's start up with a shot. You know,
A shot
I
of
know
Fernet,
I
yeah.
know you love Fernet.
Yeah.
I love Fernet. So yeah, let's just start up with that.
Yeah, for sure. While you're pouring that, man, after the shot, I really want to know a little history, a little backstory of who Martin is, and before you came to the island. Well, what were you doing? What type of school did you go to? Because a lot of us, some of us, went to like business school or hotel school, and I just wanted to know that before. But let's take the shot. And
Let's
then
go, man.
Cheers.
Salute.
Salute. Ooh. Nice. Yes.
Yeah, in Dutch you say spraakwater.
That's right.
yeah. It's a bit more easier talking. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm. No, I do have to say my age. You know, I just passed.
Nobody needs to know. No worries.
No. So I come from a little town in the Netherlands called Zierikzee. It's in Zeeland.
Okay.
It's about.
It's like the border from Zeeland.
It's the southern part,
Okay.
seaside.
Okay.
So we had a lot of fun growing up because you know, during winter it's very slow,
Yeah.
but during summer because it's at sea, a lot of tourists come from
Yeah.
a whole part of Netherlands, but also a lot of German people. So tourism was
Booming,
was a
yeah.
big thing
Yeah.
where I'm from, and even though I come from a very small town, my parents know each other their whole lives. My dad walked my mom to kindergarten for her first day. They're just in love since they're kids. So
Jesus, yeah.
that's a kind of family where I'm from.
Yeah.
But my dad is a car mechanic, and my mom was just cleaning houses to make some bucks. And so totally no hospitality background.
Nothing at all. You're
No.
like,
Growing up was playing football a lot, playing outside, hanging around with the kids from the neighborhood, having fun, doing some stuff that you're not allowed to do, but it's cool growing up to do as a kid. I think I was a very smart kid and also a popular kid growing up. I was good at playing football, liked girls, paid attention in class, and learned a lot of stuff. Changed a little bit when I got a little bit older. I didn't like school that much anymore. Just wanted to go
Party and stuff.
hang outside. That's what we did a lot. Hang out and play football a lot. And then the time comes that you get a little older and you want some stuff. You know? I remember growing up at home. My parents were not really into music either, which I am. But the first thing my mom always used to do when she got up first every morning.
Yeah.
She walked downstairs and she made us breakfast and stuff like that. But the first thing she would do was turn on the radio.
Yeah.
And not that she would love this special kind of music or I'm a fan of this or a fan of that, but it was always the radio was playing.
Yeah.
So I think she always used to play a Radio 10 Gold or something that was like hits from the 70s, like Marvin Gaye kind of music. And it was always good, you know? Yeah, always nice background.
Yeah.
So music was always there, but we didn't have any Spotify or stuff like that back in the day. So if I would love to listen to music, you would buy a record or tape it from the radio.
Yeah.
But like I was into hip hop, but there was only one hip hop show in the week, so 1 hour in the week on the radio. So I had to be at home then to tape the songs, and the guy was talking through the song. You're like, fuck you, man. So we had to come back the next week to record that song. So I needed to get a job to get a Walkman. We had a Walkman.
Yeah, Walkman.
Where you put a cassette tape in,
and then you maybe
and cool headphones. So then my dad said, if you want that, you need to get a job. So I started working when I was 14 on a farm, which I hated. And
you're like cleaning shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, and on this working on a line where all this stuff comes through and you need to check it and take the dirt off, and you're like, this is not what I'm gonna do, you know. Yeah. So then there was an advertisement of a dishwasher. I started thinking, we're gonna do dishes. Yeah. There was this small hotel called Hostelry Schuddebeurs. Okay. But I didn't really know it, but I knew it was very fancy and stuff like that. Yeah. And I would go there and I want to apply for the job as a dishwasher. Yeah. But then the owner's wife, she said, "Oh, but I need someone in service during breakfast. Maybe and I already like you.
Why not?
Can you come tomorrow?"
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Do you have a white shirt? Do you have a? So I wore a white shirt, and they got me a vest, and they got me a bow tie, and I had to get a black pantalon, and some black shiny shoes, and like I never been to a place like that. You know, at home we just have some meat and some vegetables, and
whatever, and then you just eat.
And before I knew it, the chef would let me taste like goose liver and stuff like that. I'm like, goose liver? Do people eat that? You know? And that's where it all started.
Jesus.
I really fell in love with the whole industry. Yeah. So I just started serving breakfast for the hotel guests. It was a small hotel with like 15 hotel rooms maybe, but very personal. Yeah. And the restaurant was very classic, very nice wine list. It was in a beautiful environment in a small forest. Yeah. Trees and an old building and linen and crystal wine glasses and
very fancy.
Very fancy. And the kitchen was very classic French cuisine and like Michelin star level. So doing breakfast a couple of weeks, the other guys in service heard like, hey, there's this kid working with the boss, and but I think we can use him at night as well. So we have a wedding next weekend. Yeah. Will you help out? So, yeah, of course. And before I knew it, I was working in the restaurant. Yeah. Skipping school to go to work.
To work,
I
we all done that. We all done that.
Yeah, and there was, and also, I don't want to concentrate on being old, but we didn't have YouTube where you go or go online to check out Google stuff, and there was old books, you know, where you would find your stuff about wines and look up other things and just doing that. I didn't like school so much. It was cool hanging out with friends and stuff like that, but I didn't go into the books at night because if I didn't have to work, I would hang out with my friends on the street or go play football or whatever. So I didn't pay attention to school anymore. And but my parents still wanted me to continue to go to school. So after mid school, I had to choose something, but so I choose hospitality education, and but everything that was on that school I already learned
from working,
from working, because I was eager to learn everything, and it was so nice because my employer, Mr. Ezinga, he used to be the president of Koninklijke Horeca Nederland.
Oh, nice.
So he had like this network with all people from the industry, and he had a group of friends where they would go on a bike through the whole Netherlands, but it was all guys who have restaurants, but there were like 4 or 5 guys with Michelin star restaurants, and then one weekend they used to come to Schuddeburg. They stayed at a hotel. They had a large table of 18 people, and then they said, Mr. Ezinga told me, Martin, I want you to serve our table. But I'm 16 years old, you know. But
nervous?
But I was a bit nervous, but also very eager to prove myself, and I just picked up a lot of stuff, and I was educating myself, and the maître of the restaurant was very strict to me at first, like we go to the, you didn't do that on table 10. I didn't do that. Yes, you did. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I wasn't allowed to talk back. But in a while, I noticed that she was just doing that to let me pay attention.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and even though someone else did it wrong, she made me see it was wrong, so I wouldn't do it wrong. Yeah. And it was a great learning lesson. So the night came, and we had this special menu called carte blanche, which is like a 7-course traditional menu, and I'm like on this table. Gentlemen, tonight we serve you terrine made of foie gras, and I chose to serve you a nice glass of Hugel Gewürztraminer to go with that. And everybody's like,
okay.
And that went well, and I was after that it just kept on going.
Yeah.
That became my thing.
Your thing, yeah.
And I wanted to know more about wine, wanted to learn more about the products, and
but I coming like back here, it's like you still see the same drive and the same wanting to learn, even let's say you're old. I still see like even when the every time I see you like serve, it's always like nice, and you're always like ready to learn more, or even like ready to serve people with the same energy, and that's something amazing that people need to learn.
I think that's one of the most important things, you know. There's people, you know, I know that I know some stuff about wine, but when you find out you know stuff about wine, you find out you don't know shit. Yeah. So
exactly.
So there's guys around here, and they're quite good. There's either a good bartender, or they know stuff about wine, but I'm the best bartender, man. No, you're already being a bad bartender by telling everybody you're the best bartender.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying, no, I'm not a bartender, I'm a mixologist.
Nah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Like calm down, like stay humble, like chill.
Yeah.
Like from working in from your 15, what was your worst like experience through that period? Like, what was the thing that you were more ashamed about by working in the Horeca so young? Something happened, like wine spilled on anybody or something like that?
I think there were two things. One, you know, in a restaurant like that, you don't really learn to walk with trays. You don't walk around with trays a lot, you know. You hold like a couple of wine glasses, or maybe you serve an aperitif, but then it's like 2 or 3 glasses standing on there. And
exactly.
And I remember one time we had a table of 8, and a couple of people weren't drinking wine, and so I had to, like, I remember it was a bitter lemon on the tray, and I was putting down the glass like this, and then on the other hand the bottle fell off. But we just served the main course, so it was, but it fell in the middle of the plate, and I think it was terrible because the plate broke
and everything like
and I felt so ashamed, and the whole drink was on the table, and
the food was everywhere.
Yeah,
like, Jesus.
That was terrible.
Oh, no.
And one time at the same restaurant as well, because I worked there for a while, and I think total for about 6 or 7 years. I went away one year for school. I had to work at another place, but then the boss called. You're coming back after this year, right? Oh yeah, of course. And I just loved it there. When I was a kid, I thought I would going to be the restaurant manager over there, or maybe it even was supposed to be my restaurant in the future. Or that's the stuff you think when you're younger. Yeah. So, but I also got a little older, and we went went out nights, and we lived close to Rotterdam, and we lived close to Antwerp, and the scene in Antwerp at that time was crazy. Like, it was like the biggest nightclubs of the world were in Antwerp, and we went there party, and you didn't found out there was 9 o'clock in the morning before you walked outside. You know? Like, oh no, so I have to work tonight, and my area would be like the Serre. It was built on whole glass thing with 7 tables, and the maitre said, "Oh, Martin, the outside light is still on, and the light switches were behind this curtain." And I was walking there, I had to turn the outside light on, and instead of turning the outside light on, I turned off the restaurant lights. Because I was just too hungover or something. My focus was off, and I put out all the inside lights, and the restaurant was dark. Like, fuck. And instead of just putting it right back on, it took me a couple of seconds. Like, oh, fuck. And everybody was looking at me, and I was like, what the fuck did you just do, man? Like, it was terrible. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was really terrible.
Oh, man. Everybody was eating in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
But, it was a classic restaurant. Maybe you could compare it with a wine cellar now.
Gotcha.
Like that kind of style. With older, fancy. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So after working at the hotel fancy restaurant, you went to the Antwerp, Rotterdam.
On clubbing.
Oh, clubbing. Okay.
Yeah, clubbing,
but after that restaurant, where did you move to?
Did some different kind of stuff. I helped my friend out. He was a manager in where we were living. I told you there's a lot of tourism.
Yeah.
So we have Renesse, which is like a very small village, but there's 4 or 5, maybe even 6 small nightclubs, which is very cool for kids when you're like 18, 19, 20 years old to go there. Yeah. And my friend was a manager of all those clubs, so sometimes I went to help him out and have a little fun, chat with some girls, that's what... At that age, a lot of guys become bartender for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and over in that time, bartending wasn't really making cocktails. It was just mixed drinks. In the Netherlands, a lot of beer on draft. Helping them out a bit over there was fun. What did I do? I went to Austria. Austria was very nice. Worked there. I was also in a hotel. There was... a large hotel in Hinterklem. A lot of Dutch tourists go there skiing. But it was a classy hotel. Yeah. And there was a half pension. There was the restaurant. The half pension guests would go there for breakfast and dinner. Yeah. And there was the Stube, like that's a German word for bar. Yeah. And I was the manager of that, and I would have like 10 a la carte restaurant tables with that as well. Jesus. And I was running that. It was a great time. Yeah. I was already in love with wine, but over there, we had a wine list about like 400 wines, but they were all Austrian.
Jesus.
And at that time, Austrian wines didn't go to other countries.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know, because like in the 70s they had a real big drama. They had a problem because it would be really cold in winter.
Okay.
So what they would use, someone got caught pouring anti-frost.
Okay.
So that was a big thing. So
yeah.
nobody was allowed to have Austrian wines anymore. And, but they were proving the whole world wrong by making this perfect, beautiful wines.
Jesus.
Talking about wines.
Yeah.
Let's have some champagne on Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
Ayala is a smaller champagne house.
Yeah.
But like all the things you see happening lately, smaller places get bought by bigger places.
Exactly.
Like the whole Remy or Hennessy and stuff like that is now from Louis Vuitton and things like that. This is bought by Bollinger.
Okay.
And after that, it became more famous and a bit more popular. And it's
nice.
actually a beautiful champagne.
Now I'm going to try it.
Salud.
Salud.
So,
That's nice.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Austria, also a lot of wine, a lot of... over there, I got back a little on cocktails. I think I skipped somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, wanted to learn new stuff all the time. I wanted to go work on a cruise ship. I didn't know exactly what time that was. I think I was like 24 or 25, something like that. Cruise ships was a cool thing to see the world.
Yeah, travel while working.
Because, every summer I would go on holiday with my parents, but we used to go to Germany or stay in the Netherlands and a bit more close by. And this was like the way to travel, to see the world. Yeah. And I went on some info nights, and then there we learned to know that they would have a lot of cocktails because they have U.S. customers.
Yeah.
And we just knew cocktails from movies, you know. In
from the movie Cocktail.
Yeah, of course, man. Back in the day, yeah. Yeah. So, I did a very classic cocktail bartending training. I think it was something like the Amsterdam Cocktail Academy. Okay. And we just learned your classics. Yeah. You know,
very important.
Yeah, basic.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just kidding, you know. Somewhere, can you make me in Manhattan? I'm sorry. So, no. Never mind. Yeah. Cool, man. But basics. Yeah. So and it was cool in Austria in the bar. I made a small cocktail list and based on a lot of classics. But just made classics like old-fashioned Manhattan and daiquiri, and that was cool. Yeah. And so that was fun. Also in the Netherlands, I worked with a very beautiful Michelin star restaurant in Breda called Wolfslaar. I started working there, and I think like after 4 or 5 months, we got a Michelin star, and it was like so cool, you know, to be involved with that. It's cool to work in a Michelin star restaurant, but working there and feel like the being rewarded. Exactly. That was really cool. We got so much attention. People sent flowers, and the first 3-4 months, the restaurant was fully booked, and to celebrate. Actually, my employer over there was Edwin Rabe, and he's like a wine celeb. I think, you have all these competitions, and there's also the Hennessy, Ruinart, sommelier of the year competition every year going on. I think it's worldwide, but also in the Netherlands. And he won that like 10 times in a row or something. And then he said, "Nah, now maybe it's time
for somebody else to win."
Yeah, and he became number 3 in the world.
Oh,
and
nice.
so this guy was a legend. I was picking up every day things from him. It was great.
Yeah,
and my part in the restaurant would be communication with the kitchen. So like every table would have the menu that we set up. We had a la carte menu, small a la carte menu, but if you go there, you just want to go with the flow.
Exactly.
And so everybody orders the 6-course menu, and you get like 2 or 3 amuse, and I would take care of that.
Exactly.
Like, this table is a bit slower, or this they didn't talk all night with each other, so let's come with courses. or with the sommelier, this table is drinking their wine very fast, but we serve a wine arrangement, and you don't want to pour a double wine arrangement, so the courses need to come faster, or these people take it a little slower. So that was my
your duty to like keep the kitchen like informed.
And in that way talk to the sommelier. Oh, pay attention, because that table is getting the next course in a couple of minutes, or every course would be get new cutlery. So say to my colleague, oh, table 10 still needs cutlery and stuff like that.
But sorry to break it, but a question, like, is it like scary or like challenging to work in a restaurant, to start working into a restaurant like that, like because I remember like my first time working, changing jobs, it was very like intimidating to like, you don't know the place, you don't know what's going on, you know. So how do you feel like going to a restaurant like so fancy or so high class, or like changing?
No, I think because I jumped right in from the start. When I was younger, I just worked at a really nice restaurant to start with. So my starting level was completely completely different, and I did some other stuff along the way, and then was my return on a high level. Like I was just ready to go back.
You were missing it.
I was missing it. It was very cool. Everybody gets in at the point. Sometimes I'm gonna stop. You know, I'm not gonna do it. You have friends. They party in the weekend, or your best friend's celebrating his birthday, but you're not getting off.
You're working.
Stuff like that. So I didn't know what to do. So I just started working at this. How do you call it? We say kasse in Dutch, like these large glass places where they grow tomatoes and paprikas. I was doing that for a month, and I was like, nah,
fuck this.
What am I doing here? But I loved being off in the weekend and being off at night, and just I didn't really think about what I was doing. Just busy all day, and I was working without a shirt, even though it was February, because it was hot inside. Having fun. But then my sister, she sent me a message like, "Oh, check this out! This restaurant has opening." And she saw that I was wasting my time. It's like, maybe that's something for you. So I just gave it a call. You didn't send an email at that time, so you normally send a letter. But I gave a call, and the owner picked up the phone and was like, but it kind of just closed. We already picked someone. And said, it sounded really nice, and maybe it was something for me. You know what? Can you come over for a quick chat? I'm like, yeah, of course. So I ran to my bedroom, got on a suit and a tie, and jumped in my car, went there, and we had a conversation for 1.5 hours. And he's like, you're gonna be it. But I thought you already had someone. Yeah, but you're gonna be it. Yeah, cool. And was just cool. This guy was just a legend. With I learned so much about him, because sometimes, like for instance, it's a very beautiful place, you know, and people come dressed up and looking good, knowing their way around, or acting like they know their way around. Yeah. So, and they would walk in a party, less fancy dressed or whatever, and then some colleagues would say, "Oh, this is gonna be a bad table or whatever."
Yeah.
And he would jump right in, saying, "Oh, very nice to have you guys, and an honor having you guys, and we prepared you a lovely table. Come over here," and just made them feel so comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Knowing that they were not comfortable walking in
because it's so fancy place.
Yeah, and maybe they someone sent them, or maybe they had something to celebrate, or maybe to wanted to learn to know the place, and he was just always trying to make people as comfortable as possible, and not judging anybody, and I learned a lot from him, man.
Yeah,
not only because he had so much knowledge about wine. No, I never met someone who had more knowledge about wine. It's incredible. Like, we would mess around, you know. He would go to the office and say, "Oh, pour me a glass of wine. I'm coming in a minute." Yeah. So we switched the bottle, you know. We put a glass of nice Burgundy Chardonnay, but then we put a different kind of bottle over there. And it's like, oh, I like that wine. It's like, oh, but it's not that wine.
by looking at it?
Yeah, or just coming like, but it's not the same wine. Are you fooling with me, guys? And it's like, oh, no, this is the Rie Premier Cru. It's like, okay. It was no way to fool around with this guy. Oh, unbelievable.
Oh, that shit's nice. Nice. And like, learning from somebody that knowledgeable and also people-friendly, and not judging, it's so nice, because I may say it, and it sounds harsh, but here people tend to judge when a type of person of a type of group walks in. They're like, it's gonna be, you know, they're gonna bring problems, or they're gonna do like difficult, you know. So it's
not only problem wise. I think you're because. Or maybe because they dress like this, or they look like this, or their skin has this color, they don't like this or that, or but you can never know, man.
Exactly.
You can never know, and you'll be surprised just by paying attention to somebody. Yeah.
And just make them, like you said, make them comfortable, and then afterwards you may have like a regular.
Yeah,
like they'll be coming back every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. So after, like, you worked in this restaurant for the Michelin star, after learning all that stuff, where did you go after that? Did you come to Curaçao, or was it?
No, it was doing. I had this friend growing up, Jeroen. He was the manager of these nightclubs and stuff like that, and he's still one of my best buddies. And we always had a dream, open up our own spot.
Yeah.
Concepts, things.
Ideas.
One time we had this idea of pancakes, are very popular in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So, but first it was all ideas of the things you love, you know.
Exactly.
So we were opening up a cocktail bar, even though nobody drank cocktails in the Netherlands. Or a restaurant where we just had this kind of meat, or stuff like that. And then he did like the Grols Academy. It's a special kind of training for people who work in a place, of course, that serve Grols beer. Yeah. But they learn you like really managing a place.
Oh, nice.
And then he met a guy, and he serves pancakes. And he had this pancake machine. And he's like, this pancake machine produces like 100 pancakes in 10 minutes. And blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh yeah, we have to have a pancake restaurant, man. And this kid wears a Rolex, and they make mad bucks. And like, oh, what? So we had this plan also in Renesse, because there's a lot of tourists, of dressing up someone like a clown with balloons and handing over every kid on the street a balloon. A balloon, and say, come and have pancakes with us. And we're sure that this kid is gonna nag his parents all day, like, I want to have pancakes, I want to have pancakes. So the plan didn't really work out. We didn't do it, but that was one of our plans. But we had the plan to open up or buy an old cafe in Zierikzee, the city where I'm from, Harborside, which was just like a regular cafe, but in summer. Serve mussels and stuff like that, and then have like 200 covers every night in summer. And we had a whole plan to change the whole thing and make it profitable the whole year. We started working there, but eventually went the wrong ways. I went to Austria and kind of pretty soon after that, my friend, who was a colleague also there, a girl, Edith, was always hanging out with her. She's still also one of my best friends. She said, I think I'm going to Curaçao this winter.
Okay.
So Curaçao.
Did you know the place?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
I kind of, my basic stuff I knew, but I didn't know a lot about Curaçao. Gotcha. You learn some stuff in school in the Netherlands, but it's always what you learn on school in the Netherlands is that the Netherlands was really, really good back in the day. That's you don't hear stuff about slavery and stuff. No. We went to travel the world, and we found out everybody out. So, but in Curaçao, on my mind, having cocktail on my mind, cocktails and dreams. So, you know what? I'm gonna be a bartender somewhere on a beach, wearing a Hawaii shirt or something like that, because the whole island is one big beach. So why not? Let's go. So we went over, no plans at all.
Just go.
I just 3 days ahead. My friend, she's always, everything goes very easy on Curaçao. So, but do we need an apartment? Yeah, but we'll see as we get there. And we were flying on December 31st. So arriving like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. So we're not gonna find an apartment at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on. A friend of mine just got here, and he brought us. Then you had this little newspaper with ads and.
¿Qué pasa?
No. Way before that. It was all ads, like where you put on you sell your car or whatever. But there were also a list of apartments. And so I saw a nice house in Montaña. Looked online a bit, where Montaña, it's very close to Willemstad, so must be cool, So called the lady and said, we want to rent this place when you're arriving, or when you want to. Oh no, we're still in the Netherlands, but we come in 3 days. So okay. How do you get there? So I don't know. So shall I pick you guys up? Say okay, cool. So. She picked us up from the airport. We went to Montaña, Makuraweg. This house, 3 bedrooms. And we were with the 3 of us, because Jeroen, that guy, also came.
Oh, nice.
We were the 3 of us.
The whole gang.
And looks good. We'll take it. And the guy who was renting it out, he was also, but you mean right now? So, right now. So, but I didn't get the chance to clean, and so we don't mind. We'll clean ourselves, And I still see this guy somewhere around. Stanley is his name. He's like, "Hey Martin, kodaswa, bon." It's very nice, and we just had a really good time. And like you said, we didn't have a plan, or Jeroen and I did. Edith had a plan. She went working at Boathouse at that time, and or like 2 or 3 days, and 2 or 3 days on the boat trip to Klein Curaçao.
Yeah.
And we would just see what happened. And then, like in the first week we were here, we went to have dinner at Pampas. Pampas just opened up.
Yeah.
And we passed by it every day. So, that looks cool. So we called to make reservations and went to have dinner there. And I kind of fell in love with the place. It was beautiful. Yeah. They had a great menu. They had the food was actually good.
Yeah.
But they had a great wine list. And but they, it didn't. It was like they could not really handle it or something. There was a lot of people coming, and it was maybe a bit too busy.
Too busy for them to handle and everything. Yeah.
And it started itching, and
you wanted to work. You're like
yeah. And my friend Edith, she's can be a bit fresco. And she's like, my friend Martin here can come help you out tomorrow. It's like, so
okay.
What did you do? And she, no, he's the best. And Jeroen also came. He went working in the bar, and I was working in the restaurant. And after 2 weeks, they made me like restaurant manager.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we were supposed to be like 4 months or something, 4 or 5 months. Jeroen and Edith went back, and I stayed.
Nice.
I stayed. I loved it, and it's so much fun. We did nice things around there too. We actually made a quite cool cocktail list because there was standing like this Island Oasis machine, so let's make some real cocktails, man.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty cool cocktail menu because when I got here, a lot of places where we came, they used like the cheapest ingredients for making cocktails. Yeah. So, but that's not the point of making cocktails.
Yeah,
you should have decent ingredients, or else you cannot make a decent drink.
Yeah.
Or what if your guest, maybe he likes your pina colada, but he has 4 and wakes up with a headache. Because the drink is really bad.
Yeah.
So started making fresh pina coladas.
Jesus.
And send it back. Every table send it back. No. And nota pina colada. No, but this is a pina colada. This is the way. No. So we stopped making fresh pina coladas, but the other drinks we kept on doing, it was quite cool. We had a really nice wine list, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. No,
it was
nice.
a cool and the thing I really loved there was because at a lot of places where you come that's a bit more busy or big places is not to talk any bad about my own people, but it's owned by Dutch people, and they have like a lot of Dutch interns and over there we had everybody working there. A lot of Curaçaoan kids in the kitchen, in service, in the bar. Arthur, I don't know if you know Arthur Elisa, but we're talking about 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was still a kid.
Arthur was our main dude, man. He was in the bar, and he always had this huge smile on his face, always. and people would recognize him. He would recognize everybody, remember their drinks, and we had so much fun there. So on Fridays, we would have either Los Compadres or San CC playing, which is like a big Cuban band, and people would show up well dressed and dancing, and on Saturday nights we used to have a live band, but more like international music, like guys like Junior Tekla and Levi Silvani and things like that playing. It was really cool, and during the week was just restaurants.
Just a normal,
and Fridays and Saturdays we do restaurant as well, but then 9 o'clock or so the live band would start playing.
Shit, nice.
It was really cool.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
No,
had a great time.
Yeah.
But in that time when we just started there would be like 2 funny guys every now and then come over having a drink, like 5-6 o'clock, and 2 Dutch guys. Talking to him, well, what are you guys doing? Oh no, we just came here from Bonaire, and we're opening up a jazz bar. So open up a jazz bar. So
Yeah.
I love jazz music, man. So I love music. Grew up listening hip hop was really my thing when I was a kid. I also liked rock, but after that it was more hip hop, jazz, soul. But hip hop was
the thing.
And I listened to a lot of Tribe Called Quest and that kind of stuff. And they have a lot of jazz samples and So jazz. I always wanted to know, was eager to learn, not only about the industry, but also music.
Exactly.
Like, So some people are like, how do you know that? So I just want to know.
I just like it. I just love it. Yeah.
So from the minute they started rebuilding the place, on my day off, I would go hang there or check it out, and they had these vinyl turntables. And I love cigars. They have cigars.
Oh, nice.
And they had De La Main, which is my favorite cognac.
Okay.
Cognac. I like cognac. A lot of guys like whiskey. A lot of guys love rum. I love everything.
Yeah.
But
cognac is your
cognac,
go-to.
Especially back in Europe. Eau de Vie was my go-to drink. Sure. Like either is Calvados or Mar or Cognac, Armagnac. I just love it. And I would have a cigar and a cognac, and I would request a song. And René was started out Hans and René would say, "Why don't you do it yourself?" Like, do it myself. So I go into checking out the records. Oh, this is even a cooler record, and then playing it, and then doing it wrong, in the silence. And so the guys were there, I think, for about 2 years, and they asked me, why don't you become our partner?
Oh, nice.
And even though the bar scene, like cafe bar, was never really my thing. It felt like my living room. I was very close to Hans and René, the music, the vibe, the people coming there. Especially at that time, it was just a cool spot.
Yeah. So, at what time did it begin?
This is 2012.
2012. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I came here December 31st, 2009. So it's easy for me to start counting at 2010. So this was 2012.
Yeah.
And things were just different for me. I'm not serving fancy wines, but I was paying attention to the wines we were serving. Wanted to upgrade it a little bit. So
at least people were getting something like representable and something nice
decent.
to drink.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have like this special. Went to Ari from Servi Frère, and I got his look through his catalog with the stuff that he didn't have in the store, but was able to order from the companies that he was working with in the Netherlands. And because I was saying I want to have some stuff that nobody else has, and like, I like 3 cases of this, 3 cases of that, and he just ordered some stuff for us, and would have like a special wine by the glass, Sancerre, for 15 guilders, and when it was out, change it to something else.
Oh, nice!
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Put down a wine cabinet for the red wine, because at that time it was just wherever you're going, it was just off the shelf or from the cooler. Which
it's not the same. It won't taste the same.
And after that, wine sale went like crazy. Of course, we did most of the thing was beer.
Beer.
We had this huge freezer. And at that time we did like sometimes 30, 40 cases of beer a day. But we had a whole system we had a cooler in the back, so when beer came in, we put it in a cooler, and the night before it had to go into the freezer, which was also in the back, and then it went to the freezer in the bar, which we changed a little bit because everybody was trying that, and said, but our beer is freezing, but we changed it a bit so it would not freeze. It would freeze if it would be there in a day, but it just went like crazy. So I had a lot of fun.
Wait, sorry, I'm still astonished. Like 30 to 40 beers a day?
Yeah.
Cases?
Cases.
Jesus. And
at the beginning was Polar.
Yeah.
We would do some Heineken, some Bright, a bit of Presidente. In the while, in we changed also to some nicer beers. You know, we always used to have some Leffe, some Duvel, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
People always like that.
Yeah, something different, like change people's taste from going from bright polar. They can change something like Leffe.
Drink a good beer. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, is that shades that I hear? Like you're throwing shades.
No, and the music was really really my thing.
Yeah, but the music there was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and how from the start was the idea to bring like a jazz band, or afterwards did you guys bring the jazz band?
Like, before I was there, they were doing jazz nights on Monday.
Okay.
Monday nights was a jazz night. Curaçao has really, really good musicians. I'm not just saying they have good musicians, but really good musicians. And a lot of people don't realize that, because, of course, there's this big scene.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody. I know a lot of people, and especially educated musicians on a very high level.
Yeah.
On the Monday nights, my good friend, he's a Dutch guy, but his dad was born here, so he always had a special connection with Curaçao. He still lives in Mick de Boer. He's like this fantastic bass player, upright bass player.
Oh, nice.
But educated at the old
conservatorium.
A conservatorium in Hilversum, which doesn't exist anymore, but truly educated. Yeah. And he knew from there. Eric Calmes and Uti Gregorio and guys like that was great. And he would always used to play with Jean-Jacques Royer.
Okay.
He's like, this kid was so talented. Yeah. He had last year, I think last year, he over the while we met so much people and sounds silly, but through Miles connected a lot of people. Yeah. So he got this record deal, recorded in New York, great record released last year, which was really cool. But these guys played on Monday nights, just having a jazz vibe, just
vibing, just chilling.
And Jean-Jacques was telling me, like Miles was the only place I had to stand up because somebody said, "Oh, can I pass? Because I need to go to the bathroom," you know. But you could go around. Yeah. But some people didn't realize, having a beer at the bar and so, "Oh, there's a guy with a guitar in my way. Hey,
can you move? Can you move?"
Yeah. but he said we always laughed about it.
Yeah. But the thing is, to appreciate good music, it's difficult. Like, in general, because I appreciate good music. I used to play the clarinet, and I know how to appreciate the good music, like jazz, blues, classic music, even though. Yeah. And it's something that a lot of people want to, like they miss it, especially from Miles, and it's something that it's difficult to get like that vibe, that relax and just like wonderful music.
There were already some cool places where there was music from that scene, but not really jazz. Yeah. Because we like to say, oh, there's live jazz going on, but live jazz we actually mean that there's live music.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Miles there was really jazz.
Jazz, yeah.
And we really wanted it to be jazz. Sometimes when we have a new group playing and they would do like 3 or 4 songs jazz, and then it's, oh yeah, we have a surprise for you, and they invite this beautiful lady who comes to sing, and they start playing Bob Marley songs and stuff like that. Like,
wait.
So, how do you like it? So, it was really good, and I really liked it, but
we want jazz. Yeah.
We want jazz.
Yeah.
So, but this is what most of the people like, and but when you come on a Tuesday night, what kind of music do you hear? Yeah, jazz.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you hear when you come on Wednesday? Yeah, jazz. So we want our live music to be jazz. Yeah. Thank you for thinking with us to try to make it a success. Yeah. But we want to stick to the jazz.
Our concept is jazz. Yeah.
When there's something else happening, it happens, you know. But stick to the jazz.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And there was like an event, the Sea Jazz. Was it Sea Jazz?
North Sea Jazz and the Blue Seas Festival.
The Blue Seas Festival. Yeah. Did you guys organize that?
No, both of the festivals were organized by Fondation Bonnet et Jean.
Okay.
So
Nice,
Mr. Elias and his friends.
Yeah.
And so Blue Seas was actually just their love for music.
Okay.
They paid for it in full. They organized it in full. Like stages were built. Whole companies from the Netherlands come to organize everything. Damn. Super professional bands.
Yeah.
Crazy, which is like their gift to Curaçao.
Nice. And it was like in the street, right? In the
in the neighborhood, Pieter Mai. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And it was like it wasn't like a jazz block party. Like every day they can go to every bar. Like you have the stage and everybody can walk the whole.
There were
or you only Miles.
Four stages, Miles, Muna Bizarro, Ginger, and 27 inside.
Okay.
1 year. It got so big they even put on the old rock beach like a fucking festival stage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that was a bit too big. But there would be like 4 or 5 stages, and starting from 8 o'clock till 1, there was just bands playing. Like say at Moon and Bizarro, they would start a band at 8 till 9. Then at Ginger they would start a band like 8:45, and so on and so on. And sometimes there's like at 2 stages at the same time. So to divide the people a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it depends on what type of who they like more, or what type of
or
the type of
like
jazz
the same band was playing 3 sets, so you would be possible to see a set of this band, see a set of that band, see
nice.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Do you miss it? Like the vibe, the jazz and everything?
Yeah, the jazz music is something unbelievable, you know, and met such crazy people and very nice people to that, and a lot of beautiful things happened in that little small building. Yeah. Like we had the North Sea Jazz going on.
Yeah.
So some of the hotels were just increasing their prices that week because they thought to make money, and we thought, but we should do something cool just for all the people that are here on the island, visiting the island for such a beautiful festival, which somebody just pays for, non-profitable, losing money on it, but to give Curaçao a good name. So we started doing the Jazz and Jam week. So we organized live music every week. Started off just a band playing a set, and then because there were a lot of musicians on the island,
they were just jamming.
People would join, and that was so cool. And even a cooler way to get our local musicians to play with international artists.
Yeah.
And that was just like the most magical thing ever.
Yeah, I can imagine. That sounds nice.
And Jean-Jacques would be like, is there any musicians who would love to join us? And there was a guy in the corner nodding. Oh, yeah. What do you play? So, the bass. Okay. Can you play on your bass? Yeah, of course you can play on your bass. Can you play this and that in that key? I think I'll manage. Okay. And they start playing. I'm like, dude, this guy can play, you know. And afterwards, I'm the bass player of Rod Stewart, you know, and things like that really happened.
Yeah.
And 1 year there would be the only thing, if I can be a little critic about the festivals, that I felt that was not really like local artists getting a chance to play on a festival. Mm-hmm. But there was a year that they brought a lot of Dutch artists from with Curaçaoan roots.
Yeah.
And bringing this Dutch bands, it was easier to connect with them. It's not so easy to call Usher and say, "Hey, Usher, maybe you can send over some of your band members." You know? And with the Dutch musicians, you already have a connection or maybe you met them sometime, or it's easier to send a message.
Exactly. Yeah.
And come hang out and then stuff just happened.
Jesus.
It's really cool. I remember. Levi was kind of a Levi is a friend of mine, Levi Salvani, and he played at Pampus, and then said, maybe one day Leif Silvani can play here. So that would be really cool. And after that, he celebrated his birthday for like 4 or 5 years, introducing all his musical friends playing at Miles. It was really cool. I remember Michiel Borslap.
Yeah.
He's like a Dutch pianist, really, really, really good. Yeah. He came to chill on the island, and had a chat with him and said, maybe we can do a night. You know some really good local musicians? I said, I know some local musicians that can play with the best musicians in the world. So let's see. So I hooked him up with Herschel Rosario, with Lonte Conradus, and just playing. It's like crazy going on, and he played on this because we wouldn't fit a regular piano in there, on a Fender Rhodes piano. A lot of guys don't really like playing on a keyboard. Exactly. So but a Fender Rhodes is something else, you know. So playing there, and after that, I heard Rendel Korsen was coming to live back on Curaçao. It's like, would be nice if Rendel Korsen would walk in to grab a beer and come and listen to the music. And then one day I get a phone call. Hi Martin, this is Rendel Korsen. So,
hello.
I don't know if you know who I am. Say, yes sir, I don't know who you are. So I heard Michiel Borslap play that you guys playing Fender Rhodes. Maybe I can do that too. So yes sir. Yeah. And that just went on, and we had crazy musicians.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. I think one of the highlights was small introduction to it. I had a good friend, Josje. She was a singer. Made the album also on the island with some friends. Yeah. And we were cool friends. Went to the North Sea Jazz Festival, and she met a guy at the bar having a chat, and he was the trumpet player for Prince. And later found out he's not just a trumpet player for Prince. He writes the whole horn arrangements. He writes horn arrangements for all kinds of musicians. Has like 5 or 6 Grammys to his name, and they fell in love and came to Miles a lot. And he loved Miles and played the trumpet over there like crazy. And we have a band that we really love. It's called Snarky Puppy. Okay. Snarky Puppy is a band. It's changes of musicians because it's like a group of musicians, but he is the drummer in the band for Erykah Badu, and he's the drummer of Marcus Miller. So when he is not available, he shows up, and that's kind of how they started. But they were like, they play with full horn section and like percussion, everything. So Snarky Puppy get booked on the Curaçao North Sea Jazz Festival. I'm like calling up Phil, yo Phil, we need to get Snarky Puppy to Miles. So my plan is to book you guys a ticket, and you'll be together with Jean-Jacques and Mick, our hosts for the jam sessions. Yeah. So great, thank you very much, and we love coming to the island. So thank you guys for arranging that, and I'll make sure that the guys show up. So the week comes closer, and it's like, Martin, so yeah. The guys, they play Saturday night on the festival, and they arrive Friday night. So, but we have the jam sessions going on Tuesday till Saturday. But Friday night, they're probably not going to make it. And Saturday night, they have to play on the festival. So, we'll see what happens. But something else that always happens the Sunday after the North Sea Jazz Festival is Herschel Rosario has a small weekend house on Lagoon. Yeah. And we, with the in-crowd of music on Curaçao, always go celebrate it over there. Nice. And sometimes some musicians show up. And so we tell Phil, so they should definitely show up there because we would have like the best party ever. And they're going to like it too because everybody's bringing food, you know. Ernesto is behind the grill and everybody starts making music. We jump from the cliffs and so if you want to, people are going to fall in love with Curaçao if you're there. So we sent out a group message. I'm still in this group message of people, musicians and people who are into music on the island. So everybody just on your way to Lagoon, pass by to the Renaissance Hotel because we need to pick up 18 musicians from Snarky Puppy. So, so just, I have 2 spots. Okay, come in. And we had the best time ever there. It was unbelievable. And then one of the guys says, I heard you have a jazz bar called Miles.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we want to play, man. So when are you guys leaving? Yeah, Tuesday. So we have to do it tomorrow. So yeah, let's just come. So, and then we decided that we didn't want to pay too much attention to it because a lot of people would show up because of their name and because they were on the festival. Yeah. So we just told some people who would really love it. Mm-hmm. And they played like till 3 o'clock at night or something. They would stand like 3 sax players and 2 trumpet players in a row next to the stage, just playing the chords behind and stepping on the stage turn by turn to take a solo, and it just went off the hook. Nice. And these guys, I seen them on North Sea Jazz, and from the stage they see me like, yo, Martin, what's up? Just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's nice. And they won't forget you. That's a nice thing. Oh man. So jumping forward from Miles, we're here in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, we're sitting here in Brooklyn. It's a beautiful place, man.
Thank you so much.
So how, because opening up in this pandemic.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of, and also not really. It's a bit funny. You know, in this building what used to be Fishalicious. Mm-hmm. Fishalicious moved to the Penstraat.
Yeah.
They kept this location as Joy Wine Bar.
Oh yeah. Okay.
After the first lockdown, he says, you know what? I have this plan of combining the 2 concepts together. So it's going to be Fish and Joy. So I know you're always telling stories about your history in the restaurant business, and maybe it's time for you to have your own restaurant again. And I'm going to talk to my wife, Jessica, you know.
Yeah. And gotta consult first before you make a decision.
And so Jesse and me, we got the key, and we just sat here and immediately started making plans, and Jessica's so creative, you know. She kind of did the interior,
and it looks amazing.
and she just has a unbelievable creative mind. You know, when we doesn't matter where we are, or if we drive through a street somewhere here, and say, oh, did you see that in that building? So, no. So, oh, what would be really cool is this and that, because of the trees and the light over there, we could do this and that. And she immediately has an idea for everything. And you're probably a bit the same as I am, because we're hospitality guys. You always have concepts in your mind.
Exactly.
And,
but like the decor, you don't have. You have the concept. You know what you want, but you don't. Yeah.
And so we just started off, you know, and we wanted to do. The most important thing was for people to be comfortable, and in a nice environment. I always try. That's one of the things that Meneer Ezinga from Schuddebeurs, where I used to work, learned me. You have gastvrijheid and you have gasgerichtheid.
Okay.
And he taught me gasgerichtheid is like look through the eyes of the guest.
Gotcha. Yeah.
What would you want? How would you feel if you were sitting there and there isn't anybody paying attention to you? Or what would you feel if whatever, you know? Try to look, but not through your eyes, but through
the guests.
Because the lady who is sitting over there on her own has complete different expectations than the party who is sitting there with 6 people.
True.
You know, so that's what I learned. And we're always joking, you know, we're driving to a restaurant and playing hip hop music in the car, and then you arrive in the restaurant, and there's some pan flute background music going on. I might be old, but I'm not 65 or 70.
Not that old.
No. So let's create this environment that people my age or just a little bit younger or whatever, you got something. People know stuff about wine nowadays. Mm-hmm. People know a little bit about cocktails nowadays. Yes. People know some about food. I see my Instagram going on and people who just have a regular job, like grilling up 3 kilo picanha with this and that, pepper preparations and going on. So everybody's more culinary nowadays. So pay attention to all kind of aspects. Yeah. And that's where Brooklyn was born. Yeah. At first, John, who John, of course. Yes. He worked with me at Miles. He started off over here as well. We got this mad cocktail station all the way from Norway. We were talking about that for like 2 years. He was showing me pictures and man, when we open up Brooklyn, I want that station. And
this station is fucking dope.
yeah. So we're very proud to have it. It's also cool, So just today behind bars post pictures, like the setup is ready for tonight, with our pictures. So that's really cool, and I think we're very proud of. Yeah. So
sorry to bring it. How long did it take to bring it to Curaçao?
Now we're talking about pandemic problems because we already knew that we wanted to have it. So we had a contact, which is very cool. The company started with like 3 guys who come from the industry as well, and they know how shitty bars are. Yeah. Because if you have maybe a column station, but then your cooler behind it's separate, and there's space in between with cleaning. All shit goes into
the back.
And that. So they said we want to make really, really decent stations. Yeah. Just one piece, everything worked in there. And we were on the phone with these guys, or we're having a Zoom meeting, and then one of the guys they're from Norway, but one guy is Portuguese, and there's a Dutch guy there. He said, 20 years ago, I did my internship on Curaçao, so I have some special memories about it. Nice. So there was already a cool connection going on. Yeah. And, but then it's custom made. Yeah. So it's not just we want this. You have a couple of styles where you can choose from, and then they go and make it. But high depth, maybe you want to change this around, or maybe you're a lefty, so this would be better, and you can actually do it with a virtual reality goggles on, and they can tell you, I like it a bit higher. So, this is good. Maybe this would be easier on my right hand side, and they change it over, and like, yes, this is perfect. It's ridiculous. Shit. Ridiculous. That sounds dope. So then you make the order. It gets produced in a fabric in Poland, but then COVID goes crazy. So half of the staff of the fabric has COVID. Then suppliers got COVID, and just 6 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 2 more weeks, and then. It has to be transported, and we took care of the transport from Rotterdam to here ourselves. They got it to Rotterdam. Great working with Caribbean Cargo Services. They really took care of everything. Nice. But then this machine just appears, which is like 8 meters long, and heavy as fuck. So it's standing in front, but just at that moment, IJzersterk was building the back bar. Yeah. They were bringing it and setting it up. So I have 4 guys extra, and we were here with 4 guys or 5 guys working, and like maybe we can do it with 9 guys. But we have like a silly step in front. And then measured it, and we have to turn it like this because we cannot lift it over the bar. Over the bar, it's too heavy. You can lift it up like 10 or 20 centimeters, but you cannot lift it up
all the way.
Impossible.
All over your head,
Impossible. So, but we made it work. Yeah, well, it was fun.
Yeah,
and it was really like a celebrating moment when the bar arrived.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
No, nice.
So that was kind of for us, like starting up, getting your materials, getting finished.
Yeah.
That was the biggest problem.
Yeah.
We opened up, and then I think you were allowed to have in March. Last year, March.
Before the second lockdown, you guys opened up. Yeah. But was it the whole procedure for owning a bar or a gastro bar? Is it, how long does it take for before you guys could begin to like work on everything, get everything structured and everything, like paperwork wise and everything?
It could go faster, but because it also just happened. We did normally you go looking for a spot.
Exactly.
You have an ID, you have this or that. But now I just got a spot.
Yeah.
And you have some ideas.
Yeah.
But you don't know for sure yet which idea is gonna work for this. So we Jesse and I were sitting here. We just got the keys, and it was a nice place already.
Yeah.
And I made a nice deal with Auke, so they left the everything that I just had to buy stuff, and we could just go.
Jesus, nice.
But we were sitting here, and Jessica asked me, like, because it was my second place, but in miles, I got in after 2 years.
Yeah, true.
Of course, I put my hand to it also, but now
you start from scratch.
You start from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Would your dream restaurant look like this?
Yeah.
So no, it would not. You know, it's a nice place, but it's not my place.
Yeah.
It's like you would definitely have like people walking in. So, oh yes, Fissalicious, yeah. So no, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Even though it was a cool place, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So she told me, tomorrow you're going to Kooiman and you buy like the largest sledgehammer you can find, and you go mess up some stuff around here, so you cannot go back. Yeah, Jesus. And so we did, and and then we started making plans.
Nice.
And designing it. So, but before we had the design, we just tore everything down.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the final design yet.
Yeah. It was like you tore it down to get like a. So right now we're drinking let's say a local rum, San Pablo 15. Enjoy, my man.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love it. I was at Ochenta. You made a old fashioned with a 12. I think. Yeah. It was great.
That was nice,
great.
right?
I have the 8, I think. Yeah,
the
8.
Yeah. It's for me the San Pablo. Before we go back to coming back to that, the San Pablo. It's from the 8. It's a little sweeter, and then you go down to the 15. It's just like a little. It gets smoother.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Fabian, hook me up.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. No worries. So we'll fix something up. Coming back to Brooklyn, it was like you have to break everything down to get like a perspective to see before you build something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we made a 3D drawing.
Nice.
And then we started, building the place.
Yeah.
First on a computer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we had some cool ideas, and and then we just started.
Yeah.
We worked in the kitchen first, got a new floor, and so we had also a bit more time to do front of house.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And is it? Sorry to break you. Is it your dream place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's whatever what you wanted, like the whole vibe, everything.
You know, I just playing the music that I play in my car every day. It's just 90s hip hop.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And sometimes it's like a 65-year-old couple walking in. I'm like, at first I was a bit like, oh,
are they gonna like it?
Yeah. We're gonna like the music or whatever. So, oh yeah, we always used to come here in the time of Fishalicious, and now we just come and look it up, and so yeah, and we didn't have so much reservations yet, so it's you can pick a spot. Oh yeah, we're gonna sit at that corner. It's exactly the corner where the speaker is, you know. But then after an hour, you see the man sitting like this,
like he's vibing.
Yeah, like. All right, man, and of course there was probably more, but not everybody tells you. But there was one table like, we like your place, and we like the food, and we like the drinks, but we really hate the music.
Oh man!
So yeah.
You can please everybody.
No. I'm very, very sorry. Yeah, this is what Brooklyn is. Yeah. You know,
the name says it all.
Yeah. Exactly. This is Brooklyn. So influenced by Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, grew up listening to hip hop music.
Yeah.
New York and Brooklyn play a huge part in that. Been there. Jessie bought her wedding dress there.
Nice.
Really cool also. And Brooklyn and Curaçao have a lot of things in common. So in America you say Native Americans, but I think over here we can still say Indians were the original inhabitants. Then Europeans came to mess things up, and the Dutch took over.
Yeah.
And so both have a lot of Dutch roots.
Yeah.
But after that, it became just a melting pot of all cultures of the world.
Exactly.
That's in Brooklyn, but I feel also on Curaçao. And even though there's sometimes some troubles, I think it goes in a good.
Yeah.
It goes well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and in Brooklyn especially, you can just get food from all over the world, and all influences, and drink-wise as well.
True.
So that was kind of the thing that we wanted to do here.
That was the whole idea for the concept of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So there's not really boundaries, you know. Of course, when you name your restaurant Serafina, it's a bit crazy when you go serve some wontons, you know.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you're Brooklyn, you can do whatever you want, you know, because on over there at the street corner you get, but it's always good, you know. I didn't have a bad thing there. So over here you have a slice of pizza, but it's like, fuck, this is maybe the best slice I ever had, you know. And then across the corner there's a
hot dog stand,
or a food truck serving duck sandwiches, and next to it is a Michelin star restaurant. There's just
everything is going on in that same area. Gotcha.
So we try to represent that a little bit in the kitchen. A bit more modern kitchen, a lot of attention to the vegan cuisine as well, which is
because the trend is like it's growing on the island too. So,
and John did an amazing job on the cocktails. We worked on that, and there's still some cocktails on the menu, like from the start, you know, because they're just really cool.
Good. You like the espresso?
Yeah.
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 Espresso martini.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the cacao.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
We
delicious.
pay a lot of attention still to details, and it even grew a little. You
Yeah.
know, we added some details, or
Mhm.
we try to reuse a lot of stuff. Like we
Yeah.
make syrups, but out of the rest product, we
Mhm.
try to make something else, or try to make a dry cookie to use as
Oh,
a
nice.
garnish, or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And
So-
I saw you guys got the bubble gun, like the
yeah,
smoke gun.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking dope.
yeah. We're toying around
Yeah.
with that, and I'm trying to think of our own fragrances, but that's
Mhm.
I think it's not. Yeah, because it's, of course, they when they produced it, they also thought through it
Yeah.
that it's not possible, probably. But I
Yeah.
was still thinking about our ways, but it's a really cool product. Man.
But the thing, I never worked with it, but it's like you get when you buy the gun, you will get some fragrances with it, and then
yeah, you can choose. You get like 3, I think.
yeah.
And you get the fluid, which is like making the bubble.
Yeah,
So first you dip the gun into the fluid,
Okay.
and
To make
and,
the bubble, yeah.
yeah,
okay,
and there's a thing inside that produces the smoke,
smoke,
of the vamp, or
Yeah.
how you call it. So the vamp fills up the bubble.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh.
But it's also pretty difficult because there cannot be anything on the. Of course, we don't have. I think we
Yeah.
don't have any glasses with
Chips and everything.
chips.
Yeah, yeah.
But if there's even the slightest chip that you would not see, it doesn't work, or the glass needs to be a little bit wet, or
Oh man.
yeah. But it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really cool.
Everything else is like their pros and their cons with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's yeah, you just have to get to learn the machine a little
True.
bit, and
Yeah.
then
and then it goes. Yeah. It
Yeah.
Goes. And right now, like, are you making the? Do you gonna change the menu, the cocktail menu, in a sense, or you
we're,
change it?
we're changing around
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
You know, putting some new stuff on it. Like
Yeah.
we there's this cocktail. We're talking about this bubble. So
Mhm.
he made a really cool cocktail, which is our version of a sidecar.
Okay. Yeah.
But we thought we try to make a little bit logic for people who don't know. Sidecar is a classic cocktail with brandy,
Yeah.
lime, sugar, and triple sec. So we still use brandy and we still use triple sec, but I think we're in curaçao, so we skipped the lime juice and the sugar, and we made a syrup out of sorsaka, which is also pretty difficult. So we just put on Durf te Vragen, does anybody have sorsaka? And this old lady from Santa Catarina says, yeah, I have one in the tree, come and get it. So drive to Santa Catarina to get the sorsaka,
Yeah.
and we cut it up here, and we make a syrup out of it in our sous vide.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how we make our sidecar, and we now call it a
That's
side
fucking
waggy.
That's
Yeah,
fucking dope.
yeah.
That's fucking dope. That's
So and then we try to use the bubble on it,
nice. Mhm.
and we didn't infuse it with flavor yet, but yeah, I have lime, which would go well with it.
Yeah.
And then we dry the skin of the sorsaka, and that's what we
Okay.
drop on top of it,
Yeah.
on the bubble to make it.
Do you get like sorsaka the whole year round, or is it like of the time you change it? Are you getting the sorsaka like when you need it?
It's not really easy to get it,
Yeah.
but so far
Yeah?
we still have it. So
Oh, nice, nice.
so I think it's also with the temperature being the
Yeah.
same all year
Yeah.
around. Like mangoes are also growing
Almost. Oh yeah.
almost all year round,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
yeah. So far it works out.
Yeah.
and
that's
yeah,
nice.
and if we cannot get, because we wanted to use fresh products like
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. It's
So
to keep on getting fresh products is sometimes difficult. Sometimes
yeah.
No.
But
nice.
I feel like it's important to not make concessions in that.
Yeah. And the thing is it even in the kitchen? Is it difficult to, even if you guys are using local products, is it difficult to also, I always ask this question, to be consistent, get consistent stuff even going?
Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard, and yeah, you just cannot get the product that you're looking for local. So yeah,
true.
Yeah, then or locally produced.
Yeah.
So yeah, then in
you have to
turn to the other the suppliers or supermarkets, or that's also like coming from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a couple of suppliers, but like for bar suppliers, you can just order your stuff with like almost one company, and you do everything online after you close your shift at night, and so next morning 8 o'clock
it's there
honking and bringing all the stuff that you ordered.
Yeah.
So that's sometimes really difficult.
Exactly.
Like the company shows up at 3 o'clock, and then you find out that 2 of the 5 items you ordered they don't have in stock. So but you really want to have it, so you go driving around the island to just get it. Yeah, sometimes that's a bit difficult.
Yeah, I get it.
But after 12 years, I'm used to that.
Yeah, used to it. Yeah. This is, I think, this is gonna be the last question I will be asking you. And was there ever a time that you were at a point and say like, I'm done with Horeca because I'm tired of this shit? Was there ever that time?
I think we went through this for a minute.
Yeah.
There was, and even though I love doing what I'm doing, I also really love my wife and love to spend more time with her.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that is sometimes a bit
like that. And is do you feel like the business itself, Horeca, how you are right now, is it okay? Like, is it doable for you to spend more time with your family and everything, or you're still like on that level of working almost not 24/7 but 20 hours every a lot of hours a day?
Kind of. The company is still very, very young.
Exactly.
So it's still finding its position. We decided from the start, because a lot of people were really interested. A lot of people know who I am, where I come from. A lot of people knew Miles, so a lot of people were interested in what's gonna happen. And we heard you're gonna open up a new place. So also newspapers and radio and stuff like that wanted to write a story, and I was like, I don't want you to write a story, because then maybe people would show up with different expectations or whatever.
Exactly.
So we just wanted to open up the place kind of easy, you know. And the first week we were allowed to open up, we were just allowed to have a capacity of 50%.
Exactly.
So we would have like 20-25 seats available, which we had filled up, and it was very nice. I think you've been there.
I've been there. It was amazing.
First week, it was really cool. It was like, I've never been eating at a place where they play Wu-Tang. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then after that week, we had to go in lockdown for a couple of months, and then we got back, and so it was also kind of struggling with staff.
Exactly.
Because at first a lot of people know about you opening up a new place and they really want to come, but you cannot give them a contract because you're
just opening up and everything just happened, lockdown and everything.
Yeah. So that was probably the most difficult thing, because John and I were like this, but because of lockdown he didn't have income, and went to focus on the beer more, and then his beer just went sky high, and we were opening up, and he was like, yeah, I cannot be at two places at the same time, and I've invested a lot in Tiki Masterbes, so then go for that, you know. But it would be great to have him by my side all the time, because not only for spending more time with family, but also for the business.
Exactly.
And so that was maybe the most difficult thing for COVID in involvement, for getting your staff all together.
Yeah.
Because if this was not happening, you'd say, oh, yes, I would have 3 guys in the kitchen, have 2 bartenders, have 4 people front of house, and let's go. Yeah. And people were showing up at first. Yo, we heard about you, and let's go. And
I'll see.
Yeah, but
sorry to break, but this place was packed almost every day. I think every day.
And still is. So that's really cool. But at the first, when you really started, we went in lockdown already for 3 months.
Exactly.
So, but we had like Lucas, our chef from the Netherlands, who came back.
Yeah.
And 2 more guys on the payroll, which we had to pay, but we didn't have any income. So would give them, the guys, the last money of our savings for. So we could keep them. You know.
So for when it opens up, when everything opens back up, you still have them to work and.
Exactly. But we could not keep the full of a full team. You felt like things were happening, and even though we're reopening, we're still really insecure about the future.
Exactly.
Because you hear stuff in Holland, you hear stuff in the States, you hear stuff from all around the world, like all restaurants are closing down, bars are closing down. So
and you start it's getting the stressful, everything else, and you start thinking like, was it a good idea and everything?
No, you're still convinced of what you're doing, but you try to do everything by yourself.
Yeah. And it's I would say it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you to keep on going, like, and especially I know like you. I know that you will be like waking up early in the morning, going back to sleep like late at night, and it was just every day just to keep on going. I can understand. Yeah, man. Shit. Yeah. But hey,
still
here
we love what we do.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a disease working in hospitality.
We're on crack.
Yeah.
On crack with hospitality. It's no, man. Oh man, but it was such a beautiful story, like everything that you went through to get to this point right now, and I feel like you're happy with what you accomplished and where you have become, and it's just like in a sense you're an idol. I feel like it's in the way of serving and being in the hospitality. I feel like it's nice to look up to someone like you, to be in the service wise and everything, the way you approach people and the way you service and the way you do everything and manage is top notch, man.
Thank you, man.
No problem. It's
a great compliment.
No, it's a thing that I look up the most from you, man. It's insane how even when I came here, I think 2 times because we were off the same day. So it's a thing that when I came here, it's always nice to like see how you treat people, how you go over everything, and how you see and how it chill. Even though it's busy as fuck, you still take it so chill and so calmly, and it's something that I really look up from you, from the whole environment and everything, man. So
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
No worries, no worries. My man, I think it's been like we talked for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciate that you had the time to be on the podcast. Thank you very much.
It's an honor, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. We had some great drinks early in the morning, a Fernet, a champagne, and a rum. And I think I'm going to close it off. People, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Bebe Kumi. I had Martin talking with his story and this love for music and Horeca. Thank you very much, guys. See you guys next time. Keep listening to hip hop, jazz, and everything else. Come drop on by at Brooklyn. It's a dope ass place. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.
Peace out.
Yeah.